Windsor is a vibrant, dynamic community with a wide array of intriguing businesses and interesting people. See what new businesses are coming to town. Hear about restaurants you haven't been to before. Learn the latest tips and tricks of technology. Find out what's happening around town. Get it all here on Windsor Today.
Hi, I'm Jane Garibay, Executive Director of the Windsor Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Marty McMahon, President of the Windsor Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Windsor Today. We're going to start our segment today and go right over to our tech discovery with John Waveris, who's going to talk about robotics. Over to you, John.
Wayne's World.
Exactly.
World.
That's what I was thinking.
Party on. Hi, I'm John Waveris. This is Tech Discovery. Thanks, Marty. I'm here with Bill Bernstein, and we're at the, is this the Robot Club, or what are we?
The robotics, I guess you call it the Loomis Chaffee, Windsor High School, and MLC robotics team. And this is their build site.
And that's 3 different high schools, right?
Right. Conglomerated into the same team.
Wow. How many kids do we have here?
Gosh, I got to think there's probably about 50 kids here.
50 kids.
They're also known as Team Paragon, or 571. They have a number as well.
You hear that?
First
Team Paragon 571. And how many adults are working with them?
There are probably about 15 or 20 adults as well. Engineers who are mentors, various parents who are doing mentoring or volunteering, trying to guide the whole process or fill in, wherever needed, either with food or support or, waking people up occasionally or just organizing. I mean, there are a million roles that the kids and the parents play to keep this whole process moving forward.
Wow. And now what are they doing? I see they're eating dinner, and there's a lot of them here.
Right. They're about 2/3 of the way through what they call build season. They're part of a group called First Robotics, which rolls out a game, a competition that's international every year. It's announced at the beginning of January, and they have, from the time it's announced, they have 6 weeks to build a robot of some type that's going to accomplish a game that they're going to use in a competition regionally and nationally against other teams that compete in the same space.
Wow.
So they're in the middle of that 6-week window right now.
Wow.
And taking some nourishment right in the middle of it.
Imagine in a few weeks if you'll be sleeping in the corner.
I think they already are, actually.
Really?
It's a quick 6 weeks goes by like 6 days.
So, Peter, I understand that you're a physics teacher at Windsor High School, and I just spoke to one of the parents, but tell me what we're doing here.
Well, what this is it's an alliance of 3 schools around Windsor, the Metropolitan Learning Center, Loomis Chaffee School, and Windsor High School. And this is the first robotics program, which is by Dean Kamen out of New Hampshire, and started in 1992 with just about 10 teams in a high school gym in a very, very small venue. And it's grown over the past, since 2006, so this is about the, what would you say, the 92, 2006, is about the 15th year now. 2007 now, so it'll be about the 16th year.
It's a lot of years.
It's a lot of years, and we started a team in Windsor in 2000, and we had a team for 3 years, and it was sponsored by ABB, now Alstom Power, and then we took a year off, and the Loomis Chaffee School, which had also started a team sponsored by the Otis Service Center right around the corner here, just across the border in Bloomfield from Windsor. And they asked us to join them, and so we thought it was perfect because here you have 2 schools that have been within a mile of each other for almost 150 years.
Wow.
And they've never really done a joint venture. So we thought it was the perfect alliance, and it turned out very well for both of us, and we did quite well in 2004, winning in Atlanta and going to the Nationals and doing very well there.
And Atlanta is the Nationals, right?
Atlanta is the Nationals, yes.
Okay.
They performed well. But it's really not about a robot, as I often tell people. The robot is very interesting. It teaches you a lot, but it's what happens all around the activities based around the building of the robot and then the competition where real learning occurs. As I like to tell students, this is the best class I get to teach. But I don't necessarily teach it because they end up teaching themselves through the process.
So many people have walked up and just said how much they love this program. I'm really amazed.
Yeah, it's a great combination because it brings a few things together. Sports, which teaches very important lessons. Sports is essential, I think, to a student's experience that it teaches you how to lose, because in losing you learn to regroup, try harder, come back again, and then try and do better and improve, which is the basic goal. And it also brings together engineering, and in that they have to design and build things from a limited array of parts. And then you have the game that gets released, and the game was released in January, the second Saturday in January, I think. January 8th or something like that.
So just a few weeks
They
ago.
just released the game. We never know what it is. They give us a game, and then we have 6 weeks to design, build, and ship a robot. The ship date is 2 weeks from last Tuesday. It's, I think, the 21st.
It's 6 weeks.
And you have 6 weeks. You have to put it in a box, and it's got to be done. So it teaches students a lot about deadlines, project management, and skills like that. And so that always makes it challenging. And the game itself is different every year, and it always has interesting strategies that evolve over the weeks. And it tends to be a little bit hard to understand or inscrutable for the casual person coming to see us at a competition. But it has a lot of layers to it, and this year's game is particularly good.
I heard about some of the things about putting the tubes on.
Well, yeah, we'll let the team explain that to you.
Okay, so you're some of the students working on this. I understand that you built this. Is this an arm to pick up some of the balloons here? Yeah. What are they called?
Ringers.
Yeah. And how long did it take to build this piece?
Well, from start to finish, through all the concepts and final design, I'd say somewhere to 2.5 weeks.
I think this is the fourth or fifth version of this claw. We have different models. We've changed it a bunch of times to figure out which design worked best.
Cool. And how did you come up with the designs here?
Basically, we worked around the human hand, and also some of the claw designs we've used in the past year. On our 2004 robot, we had a large claw like this, so that's kind of where we started, and we changed it to be able to pick up the tubes.
Cool. And it's not all your first year then?
No.
How many years have you guys each participated?
This is my senior year. This is the fourth year I've been on the team.
Wow, nice.
3 years.
3 years now?
And I'm a senior also.
You're a senior? Cool.
This is, I'm a sophomore, but this is my second year with Team Paragon, but in my first year with actual build. My last year on the team I spent with the VEX program, so this is my first actual year of hands-on, you know.
Is the VEX program raising money?
The VEX program, I don't know how to explain that. it's the first robotics version of an erector set. There's a special competition put out each season for that. This year they got that out of the way sooner, and that allowed all of the teammates to get involved with the build and other aspects instead of being cramped up in a room, you know, for the season.
Cool. This is the big robot. Vex is a small robot, probably about the size of a cat.
Right.
That's to explain it.
So this is just a small part of a huge robot that is doing lots of things, isn't it?
Very.
Well, show me how it works. What's the idea here?
First, what happens is you gotta undo it.
Okay.
Well, it was designed so that there are numerous ways we can score. We've looked at what's the best way to go at scoring, angles, speeds, techniques. We found that if we grab it from both sides, we can keep the entire center open, because the center of the tube is key this year. We have to fit it over the discs on the ends of these, no matter what the angle. So we figured if we can leave that open and leave that as large as possible, we can probably score as many as, you know.
So you'll be picking up these discs and putting them onto the,
Yes.
they call that the spider web, is that
Well,
right?
it's the rack. The
rack.
individual layers of it are the spiders, and each of these little legs essentially is called a leg.
Interesting.
The black tubes you see are the stingers. It's designed to make it harder to take the tubes off,
Right.
and there are various combinations of tubes that you can place on the rack. There are keepers, spoilers, ringers, and they each do a specific job.
Cool. And this is going to work from air pressure?
Right now they are hooking up the tubes on the robot cart, and once we hook that up, we should be able to get this working.
Cool. And tell me something else. 2 weeks from now, when the time gets tight, you guys are going to be logging a lot of hours. Right?
I'm pretty sure we're going to be logging a lot of hours from now. We spent a lot of the season rebuilding old robots. We have chassis and other ways of using our manipulators and mounting them, whether it be an arm, some form of forklift or whatever. And you know, that really chewed up a lot of time. It was vital because we were able to see a lot of flaws that we would want to avoid. And basically from now on, it's crunch time.
Cool. And you guys think you're going to go into careers engineering or?
Yep. I've applied to all my colleges. I plan on going to mechanical engineering.
Cool.
And I've known that since my freshman year, and that's why I joined the team. Besides that, I just love building stuff. It's a real fun program. The competitions are a blast. So, but this is the part I love.
Yeah.
Just working under pressure. There's nothing like it.
That's great. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, Sarah. I guess I know a friend of yours. She helps editing on the show, right? So we have a lot of awards here. I guess you've won in the past, right?
Yes, we've won about 7 in a row Spirit Awards. We have a Spirit campaign in this 571, and a lot of robotics teams don't have Spirit campaigns, so it's really good. I'm Spirit captain, and we do a lot of cheers. Like daily, we'll come here and we'll just cheer and get everyone psyched to do the robot and to build the robot.
Cool. And you have a cheer to show me? I'm putting you on the spot with that. Now, I understand you also do some of the electronics on the robot,
Yes,
right?
I'm in electrical too and programming. Those are some of the most key parts of the robot, actually electrical. And there's some things I do and they're just like, you know, if this doesn't work, then the whole robot doesn't work. So it's a lot of fun.
And I understand the first 15 seconds of the competition, the robot is controlling
autonomous,
itself.
yeah.
Autonomous.
Yeah.
So that means it's got cameras on it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
it's
knows how to
sensors
see.
and yeah.
And you have to know if you're the red team or the blue team at
Yep.
that point?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So, are you writing software for it? Is it same? Is there a computer running on it? Or
Yeah, it's a computer.
is it Linux or a PC or?
I don't know.
You don't know? That's funny. Cool. And some of these awards are really cool. Is this their logo? These extruded clear 2003?
Well, these are different like competitions, like Bash of the Beach, Battle Cry, WPI. These are different competitions that we do almost every year, and we have a lot of Spirit Awards.
Cool.
We also give out awards, like we give out the Spirit Award to a spirited team that we think is most spirited.
One of the other teams?
Yeah, so we got a lot of those too from different teams who've given them out.
Really? There's a whole community in this,
Yeah.
isn't there? How many times have you done this? How many times have you been in the robot team? How many years?
Well, this is my second year. I'm a sophomore.
Okay.
So I started when I was a freshman, and I've really gotten into it, and it's really fun. And started doing things.
Excellent. Okay, I guess you guys are going to do a cheer for us?
Yes. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are. So we tell them we are Paragon, mighty, mighty Paragon.
This is John Wavers, Windsor Today. Back to you.
Thank you, John. That certainly is an enthusiastic group over there at Windsor High School, huh?
Yes, it really was. Team Paragon that does the robotics. It's Peter Moore. It's really interesting all that they do, and all the kids. They have 60 kids involved.
Wow.
I mean, you know, and just listening to them, just a great thing for all the kids up at the high school. And they're using a warehouse out off Day Hill Road that one of the companies lent to them. So it's really kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great experience. Gives them a lot of experience both technologically and teamwork and everything like that. So.
That's great. Well, I think now we'll go over to Business Beat.
Welcome, I'm Carissa Fusco, and I'm here on the corner of Pequannock and Spring Streets with Patty from Patty's Treasures and Antiques. Patty, thank you for having us. How long have you been here?
I've been here for over 10 years. And first I had a little shop on Palisado, and then I moved over here. And I'm very satisfied with the location, and I love my shop. I love what I'm doing.
Fabulous, fabulous. Do you specialize in anything in particular? Although I see a fabulous array of items that you do have.
My specialty is jewelry. I have costume jewelry, new and old. And I do try to stick with the holiday pins when it's the holiday right now.
I did notice, I don't know if you can get a shot of that, she's got some fabulous holiday pins, Christmas trees, snowflakes, Santa Clauses, all fabulously displayed, which is great. And I do, you have such great eclectic items as far as the jewelry is concerned, which is neat. In the price ranges,
Our prices are good because we always give a percentage off, and you can do well here. You can buy something real nice for under $10.
Oh,
A nice
fabulous. Fabulous.
And
So-
here's my Easter, and I always have displays, and I will put them out if it's the holiday, and I have Easter, and I have St. Patty's.
Both of which are coming up soon, which are great.
Yep.
Nice. What other?
Oh, I also sell all the collectibles, the dollhouse miniatures, and I do real good with them. See this tiniest little, even a bar of soap with Ivy soap.
Yeah, it's amazing that you know how detailed those so many of these dollhouse items are, which are fabulous because you don't expect it, but yet you've got such a great array and a little bit of everything. So even in the dollhouse, you can even change for the holidays too, which is really neat.
Yeah, and people do come just for that because I think that there's only one other place that carries dollhouse furniture in Connecticut, right in this area beside myself.
Okay.
So I do have, a big following with that.
Neat. And then I noticed you also carry Zeldas, which different jams.
There are jams and jellies, and people bought them for Christmas presents for people, and then they came back, and now they're coming back for more.
Yeah.
It was a cold day.
That's a
and I
good
sold lot of
thing.
Zeldas.
That must mean that they're tasty, so we'll have to try those a little bit later.
Because most of the holidays or special occasions, we will have a tasting, and Zelda's did real good with the tea. When we had the tea show, the red rose tea.
Yes.
And we had tea, we served tea and Zelda's, and we did real good with that.
Oh, great.
But
Great.
It's fun, it's a something new. The lady is fantastic. She's from New Hampshire.
Okay, so
and I'm
she's
the
here
only
in New
one-
England.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
the only one who has her following, her line, because she only has 5 people that she, does this for, because she's all by herself.
Okay.
So she was a customer, always liked the store, and it was an honor when I asked her if I could sell her stuff that she gave them to me.
Oh, neat.
She's a nice
Neat.
lady.
Now, I noticed also you carry weights figurines.
I have the Wade figurines. I don't have too many out now.
Okay.
I really put them out when it's time for the next tea show.
Okay. Okay. Which again was a fabulous chamber-sponsored event, the Red Rose Tea, when they had that, which was great. I heard that was a great success.
Yeah, it was.
I notice a lot of Victorian. Does that seem to be coming back again? A lot of Victorian items?
It's always been good with me because I kind of specialize in it. So the people who like Victorian stuff do come to me. I sell a lot of pictures and of ladies and babies and that kind of stuff, and I do real well with it. And then of course China and all that I do carry, is good. And I have furniture for sale, and I have a vendor who brings in the furniture. It's too much for me.
Yeah.
But he's well known. Everybody knows who Gary is, and he's furnished plenty of houses in Windsor. They'll come back and say, "My house is furnished by Gary's furniture," because he's a nice fellow. He will deliver free, and everything.
Okay.
And he's willing to, deal.
And if a customer happens to come in and is looking for a particular piece, you would be able to help them out. If it may not be something that you have here in the store, it could be something you could find for them.
Yeah, and sometimes Gary has it at his place. It's too much, too big for here. So we work together. Gary and I have been together for 10 years working on the furniture line. He's a very nice person.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Then I have a vendor for the new jewelry. Her name is Carol, and everybody knows her as the Pin Lady. And she, has a lot of stuff here. So if you can't find Carol at a show, she'll tell you that come to Patty's.
Fabulous. Well, thank you, and it's nice to see a business like this thriving, and I know that there's, Windsor is known for their antiques. Union Street down in the center by the railroad station also carries a wide range, and I thank you for letting us come and enjoy this little spice of, it seems to me, a little fall back of years ago.
Days.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I want to talk a little bit about our Windsor Chamber auction that's coming up on April 18th.
April 13th.
Or 13th, excuse me. And it's going to have some great prizes that you can auction this year, including swimming with a beluga whale down at Mystic Seaport.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I'm not sure that's the one I would want. I'm really going, I'm going to bid on the one that's the Topside Inn up in Booth Bay, Maine.
Oh, it's set right on the hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
it looks gorgeous if you go into their website. So that's another. We have some art. Bill Hirschfeld dropped off one of his flower creations, and things are coming in. So it's going to be a great auction.
The way the auction works is we have kind of a cocktail hour with great food, and then during that time we have a silent auction with many, many items that are reasonably priced. And then after that is closed out, we go into the main room for a standard full auction for some of the bigger items. So I would suggest that folks come. And what are our who are we giving the money to this year?
Participants in the auction are Community Health Resources up on Day Hill Road, the Windsor Police Explorers, which is a great program for kids in town, and the newly formed nonprofit Windsor Education Foundation.
Great. So if you'd like to support one of those groups or the chamber, please go to our website or give us a call here at the chamber and get yourself some tickets.
That's great.
Now we're going to go over to Grab a Bite with Paula Pierce.
Hi, this is Paula Pierce for Grab a Bite. Today I'm at the Hilton Garden Inn's Great American Grill. If you're looking for somewhere great to go for lunch, breakfast, dinner, this may be the place for you. It's a little bit out of the way. It may be on your way to work. It's right off of Day Hill Road, and it's really great for the breakfast buffets, lunch buffets, all that kind of good stuff. A lot of selection. Let's go have a chat with Becca, the sales manager. Now, you're located right off of Day Hill Road, is that right?
Correct. The actual address is 555 Corporate Drive, which is up on the hill, right at the first stoplight at Day Hill Road.
Okay, great. Now you have, I'm pretty excited about the breakfast buffet?
Definitely. It's a full breakfast buffet with omelets also to order. It's $9.95 plus tax and gratuity. It's available 7 days a week at 6 a.m. So it's really starting early, and it's fresh, hot, and delicious.
Excellent. Things like all the standards, including French toast, pancakes, those kinds of things.
One of the most interesting things is a lot of the guests that come into the hotel are from the South. So we have biscuits and sausage gravy. Oh. And you don't find that a lot in a lot of places here in New England, but it's one of a breakfast family favorites, so we always make sure to have it. But there's, of course, all the regulars of fruit, yogurt. There's the continental buffet, which is more of your breakfast breads. And then the other side is the hot buffet that really gets good.
That sounds great. You're making me hungry. All right, and then you also do, I've been here for this, the salad bar, soup, salad, potato bar.
That's for lunch, and that's available 11 a.m. The only difference is on the weekends we just don't serve lunch. We just don't really get a huge crowd up here, but we'd like to change that, obviously. But yes, the soup, salad, fruit, baked potato, and dessert bar is always available here. Our soup is always clam chowder. It's a staple. You got to have it when you come to New England. And then, of course, a fresh made soup to go along with it.
Right.
There's other a la carte menu items that you can order, or, of course, people can order takeout. Call ahead, pick it up. Again, it's always something nice to have for lunch.
That's a great service around here where there's so many businesses with tons of people looking for lunch.
And as Day Hill Road gets busy and grows, hopefully, obviously, people will think about us.
Now, I hear that you also have a special going out in the entertainment book?
Yes, as a matter of fact, if anyone has already purchased the entertainment book for 2007, it's geared towards dinner. It's buy one dinner, get one dinner free, and it gets busy in here on Saturday nights.
Oh. All right, well, I'll be here next Saturday.
Do you have a coupon?
I don't. Do you have an extra for me?
I think I could get one for you.
Now, would you like to have some of your chefs come out and show us some specialties?
Well, as a matter of fact, it's almost 5 o'clock, which is when the restaurant does open up for dinner, and we do have room service also for dinner for our 157 guest rooms here at the hotel. But yes, Chef Aaron and Chef Eric will be out here in just a moment to show some of our delightful specials that we have.
Great. I can't wait.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm here with Richard Osterman, the general manager of the Hilton Garden Inn, where we are now, the Great American Grill. Hello, Richard.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks for having us in today.
Happy to have you. Thank you for coming.
Becca was just telling us about the great little the specials that you have here, the buffets, getting people excited about coming in for lunch. You also have a great dinner menu, I understand.
It's an awesome dinner menu. We have anything that ranges from salads and soups to sandwiches, main entrees. But the best part is the chef specials. Every single night they come up with a set of specials, a variety of about 4 or 5 items, ranging from seafood to meat to pasta. You name it, they'll do it.
Oh, that sounds great. So different specials every night, is that
Every
what you?
night.
Okay, and you're open every day and
We're
the
open
weekends?
7 nights a week for dinner, and lunch is Monday through Friday, breakfast is 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm. I like to think of it as a gym because people this may not be the first place they think of to come for a meal, but when they do, they really enjoy it.
We've had great comments from the local people as well as our guests. Obviously, the hotel guest is probably our #1 customer because people don't think of us, but we're right here on Day Hill Road. It's real easy access. It's free parking, and we'd love to have people from the local area come in.
That's great. Well, thanks again for having us here.
Sure. Happy to do it.
Hi, and here we are with Chef Aaron and Chef Eric. Thank you guys for coming out. I see you've got a lovely meal prepared for us. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. It's a pan-seared mahi-mahi topped with a shrimp, spinach, fennel kind of saute and garnished with balsamic vinaigrette and a basil roasted garlic oil.
It looks delectable, I have to say. Now, is this one of the specials that you do here, or is this on the regular menu?
No, it's we usually come up with 5 to 6 specials every night along with our regular menu, and it gives us a chance to be creative and to do new things. Like you say, tonight we're doing mahi-mahi with grilled herb rub potatoes, and we have sautéed shrimp, tomatoes, fennel, and leeks, which is really nice with a white wine sauce, and it's garnished with a balsamic reduction and basil, a garlic basil oil. It's really nice. A lot of the stuff we come up with in most kitchens, chefs are really kind of cocky and like to do their own thing. We actually kind of put things together, which is really nice. Which my idea for the potatoes and the mahi-mahi, then he came up with the nice saute with a lot of different flavors. If you have the fennel, the spinach, the tomatoes, and the shrimp. And then also he garnished it with the balsamic reduction, just a little bit, and the basil oil. So it's really nice. You come together and, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? But we're also honest. No, we don't think that's too good. So, and by doing that, we usually do a pretty good job. So
bounce ideas off of each other.
Yeah.
That's great for the creative energy. It gets you both kind of moving on things, I'm sure. Gosh, I might have to dig into this after once we're off camera. I don't know. Oh, but I've got to ask about desserts. What kind of great desserts do you guys come up with?
We actually don't really do the desserts here. They come in through a very, very good baker that I actually knew when I was going to school. And he has started up his own cake and pie and everything.
That's great.
He's a very amazing chef.
Is that a local business?
I believe so, yeah.
Good. We always like to support the locals.
it's local. All the desserts we serve here are all fresh made from this place. Really nice. And we'll also come up with a few of our own here. Like we've done last week, we did a banana Foster's, and we'll do different things like that. Really nice.
That sounds I think my favorite is the mango cream cake because it's very light but yet sweet at the same time.
That's good.
It's really excellent.
That's
if
perfect
not,
for afternoon.
especially with this dish, but also I think it's the deep black chocolate forest that we have. That
Yeah,
is just
black
chocolate,
forest, really good.
chocolate, and more chocolate.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Thank you guys so much for having us in and explaining to us this lovely meal and what you do here. Thank you, Becca.
You're welcome. Thank you.
The grilling flavor they talked about. Very good.
One of the many great places to eat in Windsor.
That's right.
We have a business after hours coming up, sponsored by Windsor Rehab on Pequannock Avenue. It is April 18th. It's from 6 to 7:30, and chamber members, Metro Hartford chamber members, and Tobacco Valley chamber members are free, Marty, as you know.
Right.
And anyone that wants to come and be a guest to see what we're all about, whether from the public or a business, it's $5. Just call the chamber office, or you can RSVP online at windsorcc.org.
It's a great networking event.
It is. And you get to learn about businesses and see what they're all about.
That's right. Well, now we're going to head over to the Windsor Historical Society for the Windsor Historical Moment with Christine Ermentz.
Hi there, I'm Christine Ermentz. I'm the director of Windsor Historical Society, and I'm happy to welcome you to this moment in Windsor history today. We're standing here at the entrance to the exhibition Windsor Artists Then and Now. It comes down on March 31st, so I'm hoping if you haven't had a chance to see it that you'll take a trip down here and visit before the end of the month, because there is an enormous amount of artistic creativity operating here in Windsor, and it's under most of our personal radar screens. So actually, it's a wonderful thing to come here and be inspired by all of the visions of Windsor artists here. Now, our focus here at the entrance to the exhibition is on Dr. Dan Mack, who created these 3 paintings that he entitled The Ballad of Mack Street. Now, many of you actually don't know Dr. Mack as an artist. You know him as an obstetrician. He delivered over 8,000 babies in his career as an obstetrician here in Windsor. In 1974, his family experienced what would be, for most of us, just an unthinkable family tragedy. This was the family homestead, and the house burned to the ground. His mother, Faye Delia, died, and many of his family possessions were lost. The fire destroyed a whole lot, but the fire couldn't destroy his memories, and so these memories of a very rich and wonderful childhood persisted in Dan's mind. And he wanted to set them down on paper somehow, so in his retirement, he resolved to teach himself to paint. And so this is the result, and it's really rather fabulous, I think. Dr. Mack's family ran the Mack Brickyard for 7 generations. There were over 40 brickyards operating in Windsor. And Dan grew up, like most of his brothers and sisters, working in the brickyard, and so through that work, he really absorbed the processes of brick production. And this oil painting he's donated to Windsor Historical Society. And I want to just take a closer look at the painting, because actually what he's done in this painting is show you just about all of the processes involved in getting from clay to the finished brick. So I don't know if you can focus in on this picture right here. If you take a closer look at it, sort of in the bottom corner here, you'll see a number of horses. And what the horses are doing is assisting with processing the raw clay and refining it to get to a stage where it can be refined enough to be put into these molds here in the corner. And then the clay dried, and when it was dry enough to handle, boys like Dan, his brother, his friends, would stack the bricks on racks to dry even further. Now this was pretty hard, back-breaking work. I don't know if you can see it here, but they've stripped down to their shorts. And after a good day spent in the brickyard, or even mid-afternoon, the boys were beginning to get a little bit tired, and they'd start agitating to go up to the cistern, which supplied water to all of the brickyard operations. And they would go skinny dipping in the cistern. So Dan has them all sort of diving in and having a great time. Then, after the bricks had stacked on the racks and were dry enough, they were put into the kiln. The kiln was really the heart of the operations of the brickyard. The kiln had to be heated to 1,150 degrees. And so what you see is a bunch of small fires on the side. And there are 4 or 5 men who are paying very strict attention to the kiln, because if it was too hot, it would destroy the bricks. If it was too cold, it would destroy the bricks, and they had to really keep it on an even temperature throughout. Now, Dan has told us that often to fire a kiln, there were about 500 cords of wood that were necessary for this. So underneath the cistern, you can see just massive cords of wood stacked up at the side. So after the kiln was fired, then it had to cool down. And this over here on the left-hand side shows bricks that are being, they were stacked in the kiln and then they were disassembled and loaded onto a truck for transportation onto markets. Now, the only reason that I know all of these details is that Dan Mack sat down with me a number of years ago. We were on Win TV, and he talked about these paintings. I haven't told you anything about the paintings of Dan's childhood over here, because on Saturday, March 24th at 2 p.m., you will have the chance to hear Dr. Dan Mack yourself, and he will be talking about his childhood growing up in the 1920s and the 1930s with his 9 brothers and sisters and all the things that happened to them, which are all seen in this portrait here. Dr. Mack is really an amazing storyteller. He's the sort of person that I could listen to for hours and hours and hours. So put that date on your calendar. It's Saturday, March 24th at 2 p.m. And I will just warn you, do plan on coming early that day, because when Dr. Mack speaks, it's often standing room only. To find out a little more about the program, you can call us at 688-3813 or visit our website, which is www.windsorhistoricalsociety.org. Thank you very much. Hope to see you at this exhibition and at Dr. Dan Mack's program.
Thank you, Christine. We've got a few announcements. There's going to be a wine tasting, and that's put on by the Windsor Women's Club and the Windsor Junior Women's Club. That's going to be held April 21st. And so you can go to our website and connect to that information. And then also, Oliver Ellsworth is having a birthday celebration, and that's going to be at the homestead itself, held on April 29th. So you can go give them a call, or again, look at our website. There's information on that event. And lastly, we have Volley with the Stars, and they're looking for sponsors. And this is Community Health Resources, which is a nonprofit here in town that help with folks in the region. And I think that's going to be a great event. And again, there's more information on our website.
Yeah, I think they have a lot of UConn basketball stars, et cetera, participating.
That's right, and some radio and TV personalities as well.
Right, so it's going to be really interesting. So now we'll go over to Deborah Ringo, who's new to our TV production crew.
Good.
And she's going to interview Ann Walsh from Alex's Lemonade Stand, one of our nonprofit groups in town.
Excellent.
Hi, I'm Deborah Parker Ringo here today at the Windsor Today program on Win TV, here with Miss Ann Walsh. I'm sorry.
That's right. Nice
It's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a pleasure to have you here. And we're here with such an exciting topic. It's just continually living on, and it's giving hope to where it's needed. And we just want to ask you just to bring us up to date and let us know how things are going right now with the Alex's Lemonade Stand.
Okay. First of all, I'll bring you up to date in the respect that some people still are not aware that both Alex's mom and dad were born and brought up here in Windsor. Mom was one of 9 children. Dad is one of 5 children. They happen to be our neighbors on Elm Street. That is my connection with Alex's Lemonade. I knew her well. I know the family well. At this point in time, since we've done our first stand in Windsor, Windsor has contributed at least $70,000 towards the $10 million that has been raised to date for Alex's Lemonade. And the thing I like to talk about now is the fact that less than 10% of monies are used for children's cancers. And all of her money, with the exception of 7 to 10%, is used for pediatric cancer research. Their foundation is just a little different in the respect that their grants are given to cutting-edge researchers for all children's cancers. Alex's was neuroblastoma, but all children's cancers, that was her motto right from the beginning.
Right.
that she wanted this lemonade stand not for the usual reasons of children and a lemonade stand, money for herself, etc. She had just come through a stem cell transplant. A little friend of hers was dying of leukemia. She came home. She wanted to raise money so children's tumors would get better. The first stand was $2,000 in West Hartford. As I say, now we are at $10 million, and this year 30 research grants have been given throughout the country to major cutting-edge cancer research doctors. 2 are in Dana-Farber in Boston. I recently had been to the first Alex's Lemonade Ball in Pennsylvania, and I met a family that their daughter is in remission, and they fortunately have a lot of money, and they themselves sponsored a research assistant in Philadelphia. And there is a little gazette now that is on the Alex's website, written by those that are in charge of the foundation. And one of the things in the gazette was from this individual researcher that if children's cancer just had a quarter of what adult cancers have, most children's cancers would be cured. And we forget because children cannot speak for themselves.
Exactly.
And it's up to us to do this and continue to remember that they are our future. They need our help. I had one person tell me that there are only 12,000 cases of cancer each year. That's 12,000 too many.
Exactly.
When you can have a cure right around the corner.
So Ms. Walsh, your position is to promote.
Absolutely.
So you're the promoter of Alex's Lemonade Stand.
Absolutely.
And being that all that the information, the background, and all that you've given us, and making us aware that her parents are from here, and you're very familiar with them, are we seeking other sponsors? Is that what we need to continue the promotion, or what is it that you feel we need to do now since you've been on this?
I've been involved with this for 4 years.
4 years, okay.
Alex had been doing stands for 4 years, and I felt I had to get on board.
Okay.
We do have containers in a number of businesses in town, and that's wonderful. However, the foundation could use corporate sponsors, and what I really would like to see is more schools get on board.
Okay.
Our schools have not gotten on board as many schools across the country have gotten on board. And it's a situation where not only can children learn to help one another, but one school has used it as a measuring thing as far as, well, how much lemonade do we need per cup? There are just so many avenues to make it fun.
Okay.
And businesses, they can help in many ways as far as funding. I have paper lemons that they could use to sell or have an Alex's Lemonade Day. I am hoping that the Windsor restaurants on June 9th, which is her lemonade weekend across the country, might sponsor a particular item on their menu that would be a lemon-featured item, and those proceeds would go to Alex's Lemonade. Those are just little things we can do.
Okay. All right, so now we are here with Ms. Walsh, and we have gotten the background, and we've been updated to where we are now and what we need to do to keep this going, because truly it has been a success thus far.
Absolutely.
But in order to continue to be a success, we have to jump on board. And I heard you say we need teachers as sponsors. We want to get in the school system, and a school system has adopted the system that they're using the lemonade as a way of measuring out, and it's becoming, I'm sure it's exciting to the students to measure out. Who wouldn't want to, as a kid, wouldn't want to measure out lemonade? You know, that's exciting, and it's a little challenging too, but at the same time, we're helping and we're carrying on the vision that was given to this little girl named Alex. Now, can you just tell us how we can go on the website and how we can go in? Because I went in and there's so many avenues on the website that we can go in and we can be a part of. Can you just tell us the website address? And
the address is alexslemonade.com, ALEXSLEMONADE.com. It's a very child-friendly website, and you, having gone on there, see many messages from children, and our town, as I say, has done a number of children-oriented things as far as two businesses.
Right.
Valari's and All-Star Gymnastics. They have done two exciting programs.
Okay, because I know with me, I went on the website and I looked into the guest book of it. I mean, it just really, it did a lot for me to see that as of February 25th was the latest of 07, the latest internet email that was put in there into the guest book, and I'm like, this thing is alive. It's alive, and we want to do whatever we can and group up with Miss Walsh, and we're in this program today to ask you to come and be a part of this. And you have any more questions, just go on to the website that Miss Walsh just gave us, and I'm going to ask her to recite that one more time because our time is just about up.
All right. It's alexslemonade.com, ALEXSLEMONADE.com. Or you can call me here in Windsor, 688-5821. And I will be very happy to help anyone set up a stand or go and speak to any club that would like to have me speak on Alex's Lemonade, and the many ways that you could help, but you could also see what has been done and where we need to go.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Miss Walsh. It has been a pleasure, and it has been quite informative, and I believe that we have reached some people to come on board to be a part of Alex's Lemonade Stand. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Deborah. That was a great presentation on Alex's Lemonade Stand. What we'd like to do is give you our trivia question for this segment. There's an insect next to a pond behind Town Hall, and we want to know what that insect is. So if you'd like to enter our trivia contest, go to the Windsor Chamber website and click on Windsor Today and look for Trivia Contest. And the prize is a $25 Windsor Chamber gift certificate, which is good at over 40 businesses in town. So it's a great prize.
It is a great prize, and you know, the trivia is not so hard. You can take a ride down, take a peek, and just go online to windsorcc.org and punch in that insect's name.
We try not to make it too difficult. Like we say every episode, you know, we're always looking for businesses that you may be interested in, restaurants that you may be interested in, so please let us know at the Chamber what you'd like us to cover in these programs, and we appreciate you coming, and have a great month.
Thank you.